What's up everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday's edition of Reptile News. Now I want to start out today by saying if you love these Banned Stupid Not Snakes t-shirts, you can buy them on the DRN gear page. Just go to dailyreptilenews.com, check it out in the right hand sidebar. I'm pretty sure this is my best selling shirt. I'm pretty sure, but anyway, I love this shirt. It's a simple phrase. It says it all. It pretty much tells everybody how you feel, how I feel. So get one today. Now we're going to start off today in Harrison County, Ohio, where something, kind of unfortunate, kind of tragic, but kind of amazing at the same time has taken place. And you see a 57-inch timber rattlesnake was found dead in Harrison County. And if that doesn't sound odd enough for you, this is approximately 100 miles north of its known range in southern Ohio. Now officials are saying that the reason this was found dead, it was actually reported by a bystander who saw the snake get hit by a car. And then officials are also saying that in the 1800s or before 1800s, the timber rattlesnake was known in about 25 counties in Ohio, but was more recently only found in about 7 counties. And apparently scientists are currently studying the dead snake's DNA to see if it's a snake that actually moved up from southern Ohio, or if Harrison County has its own actual family of timber rattlesnakes roaming around there. Now officials are asking everybody, if you find a live or dead timber rattlesnake in around Harrison County, that you call them and report it to them so they can properly conclude this study. And now we're going to move on to our douchebag of the day, and our stupid douchebag of the day, if you will, and that is from Fairfax County, Virginia. Apparently a teenager, which is a reason we cannot name our douchebag of the day, went into a Fairfax Petco where he stole 2 pythons that he later posted pictures of on Snapchat, which obviously matched the 2 that were stolen from the store. And a later search warrant actually also showed that the teen actually mentioned to a friend that he did steal them. His plan for these pythons was to breed them to make money. Now I gotta mention this, and it's only because of what I read in this news story. I've got to mention that, do you remember, I remember back in the day when young people used to come into the forums. That was the big thing, you guys remember, before Facebook, was the forums. And as much of a terrible thing those forums could have been, they also did a lot of good. And but I digress. I remember when people would come in, they're young people, and inquire about breeding their horned snakes or their wild-caught king snakes or what have you. And it was, for the most part, people would recommend that they don't do it. They would always recommend that you breed for the love of the animals and the love of the science of making morphs and stuff like that, but do not ever breed for money. And I've seen this topic come up quite a bit more as of late, which I'm actually kind of happy of, because don't get me wrong, I am all for commerce in our community. I'm all for it. If you can breed these animals that you love, and if you can make some money doing it, that's absolutely wonderful. But making money doing it should not be the reason why you start doing it. And I'm starting to see maybe a little shift back to the way it used to be, where people are preaching to do it for the love of it. I hope it ends up that way. It really does, because it should be done for the interest of the animals. And I believe when you find a breeder who is breeding because they just love their ambition, they're passionate about these animals, then you end up with offspring that are moving to new homes and potentially new members of our community, which are much higher quality than the ones that are just pumping out hundreds or thousands a year just to make a quick buck off of them. So I'm kind of happy to see that. As irritating as it was to hear it back in the day, I'm kind of happy to see it going on right now, albeit a small movement. And now we're going to move back over to California, to a fairly unfortunate story for a lot of people that I know. Apparently Bassett's Cricket Ranch burned down, or part of it, last week I believe it was. And this was a cricket ranch that served quite a few people, more notably people that we've spoken about just recently. Brandon Fowler used the cricket ranch. Marsha McGinnis, God, I miss her geckos and seeing her at the shows, used this cricket ranch. And they are saying, I believe it was about $1 million in damage to the ranch itself, and God knows how many crickets burned. I don't even know. Now, and especially the downfall is all of the local pet shops and stuff. One in particular in Visalia there that used this, they're going to have to find a new place for the crickets. I mean, I guess it's good news for other places that provide these animals, but very bad news for the owners of the cricket ranch, who are obviously upset that their ranch burned. And unfortunately, the news article that I read did not say whether they planned on rebuilding or what their plans were moving forward. I could only hope so much that the place was insured and that they do rebuild, because from the people that I've never personally used them, but from the people that I've talked to that have used them, it was a very, very, down in Southern California there, it was a very vital part of our community, of a food source for these animals that we love so much. So hopefully they were insured. Hopefully they do rebuild. Hopefully they find the cause of the fire. That hasn't even been determined yet, but real sad stuff coming out of the cricket ranch. And everybody, meaning me, here at Daily Reptile News, really hopes the best for them.